5 points. We've got a kart that's slow in the background. So is this going to be a false start as a result of it? Yes, it is. So a false start. We've got one kart that's fallen from the fray. And it looks like Mikkel Nijhuis, I think. The Danish driver has not come through in the same speed as everybody else. So I'm not entirely sure if the wildcard Mikkel Nijhuis has been able to get himself back into position again, but certainly one kart out of the race and being recovered by the marshals. So that looks to me like it is Mikkel Nijhuis, unfortunately, the Danish driver on home soil, who should be emerging into our picture on the left of your screen any moment now, being recovered by the marshals on the far side of the course. Very unfortunate indeed for Mikkel Nijhuis, who is the retirement on this race. There is the judge of fact, Gonzalo Planta, who is also Deputy Academy Race Director. But certainly when it comes to OK Junior and OK Senior, he becomes the judge of fact on the final turn. And there is Mikkel Nijhuis' kart. Bit of disappointment.
And in those proceedings, when you go for an extra lap, you don't want Gonzalo to get pissed about what's happening on track. So you better make this right this time around, because Gonzalo otherwise can really, really get angry at you guys. But he's going to make sure he's the one in charge when it comes to starting proceedings on track. He's going to make sure that everybody is on pace, and it looks to be good this time around.
So now we wait for the lights to go out. They do, and we're racing up to the first corner. Great start from Monza. Bondarev through in second place without incident as the drivers make their way through the first couple of corners. Up to third place comes the Austrian mouse, Niklas Schaufler. What a start! He has worked his way through to third position already as the karts make their way through 3, through 4, through 5. Plenty of opportunities to mix it up. But behind Schaufler, we've got Antonov and Werrell having a great duel. And there in sixth position is the Belgian Dries van Langendonk in the second of the Forza Racing experts. Van Langendonk having a look at his teammate, but he can't get through. And there is Sebastian Kolpeng trying to work his way forward as well. Everybody just making it nice and straightforward in the first couple of laps. I think we have Mani and Nito down at the back of the field having had a tricky start. But everyone else is pretty much as they were. Bondarev is already attacking Monza with Schaufler for company.
Let's see what's going to happen between those three. One lap completed. Overall, positive for the entire field. Monza, Bondarev, Niklas Schaufler. Then you have Stepan Antonov leading the second wagon of this train. In front of Luis Werrell, Dries van Langendonk, those two from the same team of Forza Racing. Going to try to push each other to climb this field. Stepan Antonov being the first one to try to overtake, as Mikkel Nijhuis, unfortunately, having to watch from the sideline. That's going to be a long race for him to be over there. As around the inside goes Oleksandr Bondarev, beautifully made by the Car Republic driver, up in the lead in front of Tiziano Monza. Let's try to see if we're going to be able to push that machine, the Pauline machine. As for P3 goes Stepan Antonov. So Car Republic on the charge, up into P1 Bondarev, up into P3 Stepan Antonov. Now we're waiting for the response from Niklas Schaufler, but watch out, because Luis Werrell and Dries van Langendonk are going to be willing to join that party. Up to 6 drivers, like one, glued together on the way to turn number 1 for lap number 3 out of 13. Gabriel Gomez just telling me just before how long that race was before, as the Schaufler goes around the inside of Antonov. Here's the response, and it goes through as well for Luis Werrell, taking another position. Dries van Langendonk wasn't quite able to follow his teammate on that one. He's going to have to wait on the next corner maybe, but the door is shut by Stepan Antonov, the Car Republic driver. It is going all over the place at the moment, and it goes the way as well of the 2 leaders, Bondarev and Monza, able to put a bit of a gap between the rest. But now it's down to the pursuers to try to work together somehow if they want to have a good shot at the victory. Into the banking, different lines, as you can see, with Schaufler. Oh, 2 drivers going together.
That's Tara Sundberg. Tara Sundberg connecting there, unfortunately, with Kimi Tani. So Tara Sundberg retires from the race, and I'm afraid that's her out of the weekend. Very unfortunate for Tara Sundberg. She's had all sorts of bad luck over the course of these 3 days. Showed good pace. But up the inside, that's Luis Werrell. Here he comes again. Werrell making his bid, and this time Dries van Langendonk does go with his teammate to get up into 4th position ahead of Niklas Schaufler. Stepan Antonov still there in P6, then Titiev, Kolpeng, Lindblom, Peschel, Lennon, and Timaki. Good dive up the inside there from Titiev. He now goes wheel to wheel with Stepan Antonov. Those two are going to have a very tough race of it, I have a feeling, because they are very closely matched in terms of their raw pace. But this is such an important race victory on the horizon for Bondarev. This will put him 3rd on the grid for the final, right up in the midst to try and extend his opportunity in the European Championship. Goes a little bit wide out of the final turn. Tiziano Monza still right there with him. And this is an important one for Monza as well. He wants to try and beat Bondarev because this is a preview of their battle in the final. Monza makes the mid on the inside line. Bondarev has to give him space on the inside of turn 3. And now Lewis Merrill is going to come back. No, I'm going to get him again, goes Bondarev. Dives back in on Monza, retakes it, and now Lewis Merrill is on the scene. So Bondarev is going to try and back Monza into the path of the feisty Lewis Merrill. Can he make the opportunity come back to him? Monza dives, Bondarev holds him at bay. Merrill is going to go for it on the inside of both of them. And Lewis Merrill gets into the lead. Past Bondarev, past Monza. Now the Brit is up front again.
Yeah, fantastic driving from Lewis Merrill on the inside of turn number 8. And now the British driver finds himself in the lead for the first time today. But now the hardest part is yet to come, resisting again and again, lap after lap. But look at the line of drivers. Look at that back group that we have just behind. More than 10 drivers able to have a go at least at some of the positions in the upper part of the ranking. But now it's down to Lewis Merrill to shut the doors every time it's possible. In lap number 6, halfway through, he still has a long way to go before the finish, I'm afraid, for Lewis Merrill, watching over his shoulder. Shutting the door already halfway through into the braking zone. Is not comfortable, and we understand easily why, as Bondarev is going to try to go around the outside, but it opens the door to Tiziano Monza, who takes second place. Monza up into P2. Bondarev having to go defensive because Van Langendonk is trying the same around the inside of the banking, and he goes through as well, the Belgian driver, up into P3.
It's Skittles. It's anybody's race now. Werrell in front of Monza, Van Langendonk and Bondarev, and everybody wants a piece of this now, so everybody is going to try and have their 2 cents worth. They come across the line. 6 laps completed, 7 still to run. Werrell, Monza, Van Langendonk, Bondarev, Schaufler, Lindblom, Zitiev and Antonov. This is such a tough race now. Up on the inside, Schaufler going wheel to wheel with Bondarev. And you've got to hold your breath as Scott Lindblom tries himself. Now on the inside comes Kolpeng. He's trying to work his way forward. Kolpeng's lost a lot of positions. Ditiev trying to come forward. Bondarev going side by side with Schaufler. He can't quite get the pace out of that turn to make the move on the inside. He has to wait another corner. Now he gets there. So Bondarev through into 4th position, past Niklas Schaufler.
And Schaufler just did a tiny mistake, going on the curb a little bit too much, losing momentum outside of turn number 8. That can get away of Kirill Ditiev with the car machine just behind. We're back with the leaders here with Lewis Merrill and Tiziano Monza battling along, split by pretty much 1.5 minutes as they make their way back onto the start finish straight. Van Langendonk drop a bit of momentum in the process, is on his own at the moment. He just, he's not quite able to make the connection with the top 2, but he doesn't have the pressure from Niklas Schaufler just behind.
Well, Werrell getting into the lead of the race has absolutely changed the face of the grid for the final, because Bondarev was looking to be in 3rd position on the grid. Now he's down to 6th as Werrell has got into provisional 5th position with this, perhaps a victory. I don't want to say it's confirmed yet. Monza still looking good for the front row of the grid in 2nd position, but behind Werrell, and he's got a chance to take him on. So the Shamik Europe driver now knows he's got an opportunity here to take on the Forza Racing expert. We've got contact just outside our commentary box window, unfortunately, as 2 cars have tangled. That is Enzo Ruggiero and the Frenchman Le Marchand. We've also had an incident from Matthias Hansen, who's trying to get himself going again with a push start. So Le Marchand out of the race. We're having a look back over what happened with Niklas Schaufler, going wheel to wheel here with Scott Lindblom, and almost into the back of Antonov. So Schaufler getting himself in the mix, but he's had some good maneuvers. How about that for Bondarev? That was a last-minute maneuver from Schaufler to go wheel to wheel. And he's not making any friends with Oleksandr Bondarev, is he? He's being quite aggressive and managing to make a move or 2 here or there. But the Austrian mouse is no pushover. Monza right in behind Werrell again, as Le Marchand watches on now, I'm afraid, with Enzo Ruggiero restarting. So Ruggiero has actually rejoined at the back of the field. Sebastian Kolpeng isn't transponding. Monza gets the move on the inside, gets the lead again from Lewis Merrill. Now, this is going to be a race battle again between the 2, and watch for Dries Van Langendonk. He wants a piece of it as well.
And he still has a couple of laps to try to do something to this race, switch any position up for grab. And he's going to have to work with Lewis Merrill, his teammate at Forza Racing, watching closely about any move from Tiziano Monza, keeping the racing line steady shutting all the doors.
Confirmation that if Monza were to win this race, he would tie for Martinez on 304 points, but Martinez would get the pole based on his quicker lap in time qualifying. So even if Monza wins this race, he is not going to be pole position for the final. He's going to be second on the grid. Now, what can Werrell do to change his fortunes and put himself back ahead of Bondarev on the grid for the final? Currently, he's looking at P6. He wants to be P5. The only way to do that is to get back past Tiziano Monza. Dries van Langendonk is only a handful of points further back. He wants to get a win as well. We're watching a replay. Now, this is how Titus Sundberg and Kimi Tani retired. Tani, now that's not Sundberg's fault at all. It's not Tani's either. He was actually dueling away with one of the CRGs, and they just drifted into each other.
Yeah, quite an unfortunate event for those two drivers. That's part of racing. Unfortunately for them, as we're back with the lead. Scott Lindblom putting the fastest lap from P6, trying to get close to Niklas Schaeffler into the top 5. Which move will come from which direction, from which driver? Lewis Werrell very threatening on Tiziano Monza. He's done everything that he needed to in this race. He would be tied on points on the outside line if nothing changes on the front row of the grid for the final. But Werrell pressuring the Italian driver with the Pauling machine, the Singapurian, shall I say. But let's see what he can do until the checkered flag doesn't have a lot of time remaining. Here we go, penultimate lap.
Now, interestingly, the Paralin chassis and the Expert chassis seem pretty evenly matched in terms of raw pace. So Monza and Werrell are essentially trading sector times at the moment in the hope that one or the other of them is going to make the mistake. Monza is in prime position to lead this race out as Bondarev now sets the fastest lap of the race in his bid to catch up to the 3, and I think he may get a chance to get back into the top 3. Werrell is hunting down Monza.
Yeah, let's see what's going to happen. Bondarev the fastest. This is now or never for Lewis Werrell. Dries van Langendonk trying to bring a bit of backup to his teammate, but if he has the chance to go around as well, he's going to take it. He's going to take that chance. He's keeping a bit of distance, a couple of meters, just to see what's going to happen, what might happen between the leaders in front of him, not to take too many risks. But here we go, one last lap. Tiziano Monza, Lewis Werrell, Dries van Langendonk as the referee of that battle.
And Bondarev is eating the road up in front of the 3 drivers ahead of him, so Bondarev's got a great chance. Monza goes defensive. Werrell tries to get the cut back. He's having a go again. He's actually waving to Monza. Stop defending. Stop it. Come on. Let's race. And he's doing it again. Look, Werrell shaking his fist at Tiziano Monza. Here comes Van Langendonk, dives in for second place. Werrell down to 3rd, just a whisker in front of Bondarev. Bondarev goes one way, Van Langendonk takes the lead on the last lap. Werrell trying again, as here comes Schaeffler. He gets past Werrell and Bondarev into 3rd position. Round the far side, Monza going the long way round Van Langendonk. It doesn't work. Schaeffler through in a second. Can Schaeffler go from 5th on the beginning of this lap all the way through to 1st? He tries on Van Langendonk. He's going to get alongside, and there's going to be Bondarev coming forward. Don't tell me he's going to do it again. Van Langendonk from Schaeffler, Bondarev, Werrell, Didier, Monza, Lindblom. 0.4 of a second, covers 7 drivers at the flag. That is why FIA karting is the best motorsport on the planet. Do not argue with me, you are wrong. Absolutely fantastic. 7 drivers, half a second across the line. Where else in motor racing do you get that? Nowhere, sir. Nowhere at all. Wow! Dries van Langendonk takes the win by 86 thousandths of a second. Schaeffler, Bondarev, Werrell, Didier, Monza, Lindblom covered by less than half a second. You run out of words. You really, really do. This sport is just the best in the world. It really, really is. Absolutely astonishing. Dries van Langendonk sweeps in and takes the win away. Schaeffler in a terrific second. Bondarev solid in 3rd. Werrell, Didier, Monza and Lindblom all in the hunt.